There's always something going on at the state capitol, and eCapitol News Director Shawn Ashley helps us keep up with it. In our conversation this week, I asked Shawn about the general revenue figures for October. It appears there is a bit of cautiously optimistic news.
Compared to the prior year, October collections were higher than the estimate, but below those of 1 year ago. And that's kind of not surprising, given the economic condition which we have been in. However, Office of Management and Enterprise Executive Director Stephen Harp warned that these collections show for the first time a decline in individual income tax collections, reflecting those broader problems that we have seen in the economy over the past several months. What is kind of surprising, though, is that collections have remained above the estimate on which the budget is based, because if you'll remember at the end of April, the Board of Equalization warned that there would be about a $1.4 billion decline in those collections, and we just haven't seen that yet.
Attorney General Mike Hunter is getting involved with the presidential vote count in Pennsylvania. What's he doing?
Well, he's filed a brief there related to what the Pennsylvania Supreme Court did in relation to the deadline for submitting absentee ballots. The court there altered what the legislature had done and imposed a 3-day window after Election Day, but for ballots postmarked on or before Election Day. The argument here is that this is extrajudicial, that really what you have then are judges becoming lawmakers and setting law. And if that is allowed to happen in Pennsylvania, it could happen other places as well.
Lawmakers are calling for an investigative audit of the State Department of Education. Why?
This is sort of fallout from the audit of EPIC charter schools. Within that audit, State Auditor and Inspector Cindy Byrd pointed out that the State Department of Education did not properly monitor compliance with the Oklahoma cost accounting system. This is the system into which public school districts feed all of their information about their expenditures, their classroom expenses versus their administrative expenses, for example. The lawmakers' concern is if those are not properly being monitored in the case of EPIC, they're probably not being properly monitored across schools all throughout the state, and they want that looked at.
A new executive director for the Oklahoma Historical Society has been named to replace the retiring Dr. Bob Blackburn. Who is it?
Trey Thompson. His name is probably familiar to a number of viewers who have seen his work with the Capitol Restore project at the state capitol. At the end of the year, the beginning of next year, he'll be moving across the street to take over running the Oklahoma Historical Society. He was praised by Dr. Blackburn as well as members of the board as being the perfect choice, particularly since he's been overseeing restoration of the state's largest artifact.
Shawn, as always, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.